This is Group A, right? So is that Holland as well?
Yes, yes. And then Denmark, Belgium.
Mhm.
Line up, please. Yes. In the middle. Finland, will you? Good. We're going to start the Scout Mobility Demonstration Cup 25 in a few minutes. We're going to do now the lineup. It's going to be on the referees, Konrad and the recruits officer will be the referees. From Italy, we have the teams. I hope I say the names correct. If I don't, you're going to laugh. On number 18, from Italy, Jegneya. Will you go a little bit forward and go back? Number 7, Granzotti. Number 3, Ramina. Number 11, Catania. Number 1, I think the goalkeeper, Terquiti. Terquiti. Number 4, Di Ruccia. Number 28, Masoli. Number 87, Farkasen. Number 42, Franzo. Number 22, Ronzotto. And 3 wonderful coaches. Now I go to Finland. Number 17, Estergaard. Number 2, Suominen. Number 10, Parvinen. Number 37, Mersu. Number 88, Iso Metsä. Number 95, Poki. Number 97, Nissinen. And number 98, Fjord Rinnen. And 3 wonderful coaches. We're gonna start in a few minutes with the match. And I hope you enjoy it and make it a great weekend. From the Scout Mobility Dutch Nation Cup 2025 is open.
Westerveen Halle here in lovely De Rijp, Holland. They're just about to bring you game one of the 2025 edition of the DNC, the Dutch Nations Cup. Game one features the Group A matchup between going to the three games going up against Finland, of course. It's a pleasure for me to welcome my new partner in crime, Jeroen van Rijswijk. Welcome, Jeroen.
Thank you. Good morning. And very excited for this tournament to be commentating with you. Obviously, the GOAT of power chair hockey commentating, Klaus Westergaard.
You're too kind, Jeroen. Way too kind. Jeroen, in a Dutch hopeful, fortunately didn't quite make the cut for this tournament, but I have a feeling we'll be seeing him on the court in a very short time.
Let's hope.
So just going through the coin toss here between the young Finnish captain, Valtteri Östergaard, and the Italian veteran, Jon Guinea. The rest of the Italian starting lineup is filled with Italian veterans that regular viewers of power chair hockey will be familiar with. It's Mattia Ramina, it's Patrick Ranzotto, it is Franzo, Alessandro Franzo, and a new goalkeeper for me I haven't seen in action before. It's Gabriele Torcutti. We were just talking about Jeroen and I that every time Italy rolls up to one of these tournaments, they have a new 0.5 point excellent goalkeeper. So I'm very excited to see Torcutti in action.
Definitely.
The Finnish starting lineups is with number 2 Pepi Suominen. It is Aino Parviainen. The veteran Jesse Mursu and the always excellent Casper Vuorunen.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Finnish, they had a really good tournament, the last European Championship. And now they have a couple of new sports shares as well. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
Finished fourth in the World Cup in Switzerland 4 years ago. So 3 years ago, I guess. So
We're off.
So Ranzotto.
Wide ball.
Get an early whistle here.
Free ball for the Finnish.
Maybe it's type of screening error or foul.
Nice.
But a lot of new faces on the Finnish team. Gone are the Ahonens, Palonen and Kiiralainen and all those veterans. And they are going through a little bit of a change of the guard here. The Vuorunen and Mursu representing the veterans on the court. Of course, Iso Metsä as well on the bench, who's been with us for a while.
Kieran obviously trying to make a play, as we'd expect. Good play from Mursu. Oh, contact with the keeper there. Free ball for the Italians. Made for too much aggression. That's Mursu.
The Finns seem to be investing in the forecheck here. That's always interesting to see sort of the overall strategy for every team. That's the balance you're trying to strike.
Good blocking work here by the Italians. Ranzotto behind the goal.
Mattia Ramina on the setup from Ranzotto. The slow-mo replay. Ranzotto feeding Ramina on the backside.
Lovely blocking work there from Alessandro Prazzo.
No chance for Parviainen in the Finnish goal. That Ranzotto Ramina combination is the go-to combination for the Italians.
High pressure. When Fiorin and looking in a bit of trouble, they instantly dive on him. I like the aggression from early aggression from the Italians.
Yeah, trying to cut the head of the snake
Definitely, that's
early in
the
the possession.
right way to do it. Force out a pass to one of the usually a little bit weaker handstick players.
Little technical issue here with Tokuti's chair or maybe his controller. Well, a little bit of a sleepy atmosphere here. Easy to tell, but it's still pretty early in the day. People are just getting warmed up. The arena as well. It's a little chilly in here.
Everybody has to get a little bit more caffeinated.
Vuoronen will try to heat things up.
High starting points for Italy in the press, but so far finish a bubble to come through. Now, good luck with that move. So if you're in the goal, prize for
Say
it.
by Vuoronen
Sweet ball here. There's a lot of space.
very deep now off the free ball here. A turnover and O'Neill right away. Send it back for the Italians to collect. A miss there by Vuoronen.
Oh, counter attack.
The backhand. Oh,
Nice
save. Behind
Now the finish.
and a whistle.
Also, quick breaks of both sides of the field.
Behind it. Coming up here on offense. I like this aggression from the Finns.
Yeah, he's going all the way.
The Guinea and the Grand Soto with the forward jack leads to a turnover.
This is good work by Tess. This is what we talked about. They press him and they force out the pass, and it's difficult to retain the ball up to them.
Soto in deep position. Deep in that one position finds Lamina. They sort of collect and start over for the Italians. It gets the edge on Mursu, but still there to turn him away, and the Italians reset. Guinea, such a key player for Italy, who spend a lot of their classification points on Lamina and Granzotto. And even a 2-point player like Guinea to make the math work.
He has everything. He can block. He can visual good quality on the ball. Very useful player for the Italians. Also the leadership of both.
Soto behind Lamina on the back side.
Oh my God. Good blocking work. So,
See in this slow-mo, Franco just gets an edge there. Maybe you'd like Vuoronen or Suominen to cover off the pass there. Little opening there in the defense. So an early 2-0 lead for Team Italy, right according to their plan. Off of that sort of set play with Granzotto in the corner, looking for Ramiro on the back post.
good pressure again by the Italians. They're stuck.
A year ago, almost exactly, in the European Championships in Denmark. Vuoronen really sort of had his breakthrough, I thought.
Definitely.
He was absolutely unstoppable. Nobody knew what to do with him. They had numbers there. Ramina and Granzotto, but Vuoronen.
Referee tells the players to keep it calm.
One of those stern talks too. Oh, nice move by Lugan, and his shot is blocked, I think, by Granzotto, and on goes Lamina. Yeah, he does. The Italian should have been in with the counter attack. That was an example of Guinea who finish on the breakaway.
One of the first times the Finnish got in a dangerous position, and unluckily for them, work out in the
Or the perfect start for Italy. The getting 2 goals off a sort of set piece, the kind of stuff that you think about, talk about, you draw up on the whiteboard going into a game. So you get 2 of those, and you get the defensive block turning into a counter attack. That's it's got to be a perfect start for the Italian coaches.
Definitely. Yeah, we have to see a little bit more risk management from a Finnish if they lose a ball in a position like that. To not be punished.
With a storyline about the Finns that while always talented, they have sort of a technical disadvantage. Not quite, maybe in terms of the gear, the chairs haven't been quite up to international standards. They have clearly been working on that. A lot of the guys are sporting new chairs to a year ago. So that's obviously that's often a financial challenge.
Yeah, it depends obviously in which country you live in. Every country has other rules and subsidies for stuff like this. It means that the Finnish government.
Nice to see the Finns sort of stepping up in that department as well.
Everything.
So Amina sitting deep, and Granzotto finding a corner deep down court. They're looking for that same route again.
Wow, secure, and then
Here comes
not
out
aware of
the Granzotto. He mishandles it, and instead he's able to round the net. Can he find an opening? Nope. He brings the ball back.
good work there from Ostergaard to block off the shot. Not a lot of backwards driving so far for Football.
Granzotto with the assist. You see his trademark reversing with the ball. Angle for it here finds Ramina deep down court.
Incredible vision.
A great vision, but he's looking only for one guy. Like it's just a matter of him circling, looking for Ramina. And
Finish, they're gonna have to.
Ramina hasn't missed a shot yet either. So I mean, they have been absolutely clinical early on here. Definitely a little bit of a surprising score to me. 4 goals in 7 minutes. That's really quick.
Oh, counter attack here.
He's got Östergaard a shot. Blocked by Granzotto.
Now the Finnish have to look out.
Get their floor balance right. Instead, that's also a solution. Commit a foul, then get back on defense. So very difficult to dispossess, although Östergaard controls there.
So much power when he pressing down with all on the side of his stick.
And he can hide it behind his chair. Oh, nice job by Östergaard.
Nice, great.
Play on, says the referee. There was a bit of contact there. So stuff underneath, threw him in, and it topped out to Guinea.
This is definitely the aggression the Finnish have to show.
Yeah, you think so, but look now. Here's Amina. Some runs up. But it's stay to get back. Yeah, I mean the aggression. You're right, Jerome, but
It's also risky,
it's risky.
definitely. But that's the problem, of course, when you get behind so early, you're gonna have to take risks.
Obviously down 4. Not the time now to be conservative. Integrating this many new players, obviously, it's going to have some teething problems for the Finns.
I have to be, but here they go again on the counter.
Just a little along the path, and then Torpucci able to get out and sort of prevent the breakaway.
Good work from him. Rambo here, finish. And you have to look out. If the ball comes out to one of the Italians, they're gonna break quickly again. Good.
Moving and collects. We'll try to set up the offense.
Franzotto with aggression.
Oh, he gets
Here it
He
is.
gets by Franzo. Beautiful stuff.
Fury.
Power contact here. All goes against Franzo. I think that was a little harsh, but moving it. Lost control of the ball and tried to force his way through, but can get the free ball.
Beautiful display of skill there from Fury. Keep the possession and force a foul.
And the high pressure from the T-stick, Franzo. Good job, engineer follows up. Nice pass up to Murto, though. He's got us to go in front if he can find him. Not quite. Franzo picks it up. Very high pressure here. Oh, I mean, on the backside. Couldn't quite get the backhand pass to him. And he's surrounded by Finns more, so nice steal.
And to get it to Fury.
He's met high by Franzo again, and Amina. A lot of power in that right hand. Tempo definitely has picked up in the game. Toto. Oh, with up. Nice save, man. Well behind it.
Franzotto trying to surprise by shooting in a short corner. Not Bremen doesn't get surprised.
Blocked by Vuoronen on the shot from Guinea. Another tic-tac-toe passing move from the Italians. They're playing really, really well.
Yeah, they obviously have a plan, and it's working so far. Here then outside of one moment before the counter goal didn't really have a big chance so far.
Finns very reliant on Vuoronen's ability to to get by 1 or 2 players, by himself.
Unluckily
And
for
so
them,
far, the Italians have given him absolutely no space for work with. Once again, here a turnover high inside the Finnish end of the court. Haven't had a chance to see much of new Italian goalkeeper Torpucci. Hasn't faced the shot yet, I think. So
calm game for him so far.
Harvey Einen at the other end has seen plenty of action.
Soto looking for the pass to Remina here again.
Here, Ramina comes down and sets the screen, and that allows Granzotto to move the ball himself. Beautiful, like great.
Yeah,
Obviously, this goal is sort of technically unassisted, but the screen from Ramina, he left the position where he's sort of trying to receive a pass. Instead, he set a screen, and that allowed Consorti to get to the edge and round the net. Out the block by Ramina. So again, the ball not even reaching Torcucci.
looks like Fiorin having some problems with his chair, but he's driving it in.
I think the Italians,
They put the ball.
I think they put the ball out of play. They saw that Moramen was having trouble. I expect Morsu to tap the ball back to Italy here. Yep.
Good sportsmanship on both teams. Here he goes again. Beautiful play.
Working on the backside once again. Instead, he goes for the shot himself, Ranzotto. That's a save by Parviainen and the goal balls. So the first substitution of the 2025 Dutch National Championship. In comes Ilaria Di Ruzza. Of course, Ranzo. So a like for like substitution here. Comes the low points, another low point T-stick player for Italy. They are strapped for points, of course. Italy with Ramina and Ranzotto taking up 8.5 by themselves. That only leaves 3.5 to the rest of the team. So they are dependent on all these 0.5 point players. When you have quality from like what you get up with. Lose one, but again, setting it up. He fires a shot. It's blocked by Medina, but yeah, in the confusion, the scramble, the ball pops out right to Istagor, who can easily finish.
Good reaction for him.
So the Finns get one back here.
That's at least good for the confidence.
Definitely, especially for a youngster like Istagor. I mean, he's wearing the captain's band, but
He's trying to hunt down Tanzotro.
I think 1 minute pressure is going to do that. This Granzotto, he finds Alaminas, who is saved by Parviainen.
It's coming out, I think.
I think Muren maybe kept it inside.
Mark play by him. Yeah, you can instantly into it. He's a lawyer for the finish.
The Finns are going to need something like this, some saves from Parviainen on these breakaways. They're going to happen now. Down 5-1 with Finland bringing the forecheck.
It's a game of momentum in here.
Shot by Muren. It's deflected into the corner and out of bounds.
Free ball for finish here.
Let's see if it can do better this time. Have an Italian timeout here. Need to talk things over. Don't think there's any need to panic. Mad scramble goal like that, the one they conceded, that's just what's going to happen. And
A little bit unlucky, of course.
that's just the variance showing up.
But still, 4 goals can be scored in a little amount of time, so they have to be careful, of course, always. Keep focused. But the more the Finnish will push, the more space will open up on the other side of the field, of course, for the Italians.
This tournament, the 2025 Dutch Nations Cup, is brought to you by Sport Mobility, Scout Mobility. It serves as a sort of a warm-up tournament, a get ready tournament for the 2026 World Cup that's coming up, with Finland hosting. So it's 1 year on from the European Championships. I think most programs, they take sort of a breather a little bit. They cut down on the practices, but now it's the time to get into gear again. And most teams will step up their intensity. So this is sort of the starting signal, the starting pistol going off for the 2026 World Cup. At least for these 6 years.
Good pressure against the Italians. Nice block by Morsuk that you're in and out of trouble.
And Moore exploit this high pressure. I mean, it's what the matchup is boiled down to, really. When the Finns are in possession, hasn't had much luck so far. And here he turns it over. It has come Mattia Catania, the
It's on during the timeout.
Italian mega talent. We are all very excited to see what Catania can bring. Still, Leonardo Catania, still a little bit of a young gun, and with all that comes with that is extremely high intensity,
That would be progression.
and sometimes maybe just a little too much of it.
Oh, that'd be fun to watch.
Maybe getting his tournament start here in a game. His team already leans 4-1. It's and sort of calming down a little bit. He's a bit of a rainbow.
Ooh, T-stick on the field here.
Seems like Torkutis, the goalkeeper.
Busted.
Fortunate for that to happen in a low pressure situation.
Yeah.
In a no pressure situation, where his team was in possession. And some screws will need tightening. The Italian staff, technical staff, is right on it. Guti ready to carry on. I think this will be a sort of, by the rules, it would be a face-off, but Mursu just tapped it back to the Italians, who were in possession once when the game was stopped.
You see these chains of blocks by the Italians really effective so far. Doesn't work this time, but you can really see the idea by setting all the blocks on the same side and trying to get Granzotto goal.
Winning this time around the Rutsa. There's too many blue jerseys at the moment for the Finns to handle. It's Catania and Granzotto. That's always a dangerous moment when you have two strong hand-stick players right atop the court check.
Both capable of dispossessing Keuringen.
You see here, yeah.
Or steal from Catania Allen.
Storming in there to win it back.
Oh. Looked like there was some space opening up, but Keuringen.
Still stuck behind his own net.
Great work.
I like the patience, at least. That's is the Rutsa now. They force the Akron. The guys just a lot. The years there though, and the pass behind. Picked up by Catania. No goal. And he will send it back to Granzotto. Settle the game down a little bit. Would see up to Catania one-on-one, and he beat them. There he goes. Oh, sorry. Waterman getting turned around to the sea. Here once Franzotto finds Catania. Well, he just completely loses Waterman and he's getting one-on-one with Parviainen and for the Finnish goalkeeper. Good stuff there. You saw some of the explosiveness you get from Catania.
6-1 here now as we're approaching the last 2.5 minutes of the first half. We're at the end.
Waterman. Someone on their stick. Where's the goal?
Good physical play going. Needs some Catania off the play.
Getting his elbows out. Off a little half chance there. Little half chance for the Finns.
How does he place? Good in then.
Oh, to get around the knee, but
Good work from the player.
just couldn't quite set the bar.
Good and then just able to keep hold of the
Finally, a foul goes against Italy. I think referee Stormark was looking for Finland to play the advantage, but didn't really materialize. And so eventually a free ball for the Finns. Uh-oh.
lose of control here. There goes Catania.
Parviainen. Obviously, a sort of a ball handling mistake from Waterman. So it has to be said, he hasn't played the best game I've seen him play. Catania taking a gun with the backhand from just about half court. Back to Bransotto, and the Italians will settle this thing down. No, instead,
Well,
Catania
Catania has some trouble controlling the ball there.
couldn't find the handle.
Initial save. Needs to get the ball out the goal.
Yeah, I think this will be a goal. It is one of those goals where the goalkeeper doesn't know where it is. And that's screaming and pointing, but
It's an unlucky ball.
Parviainen not able to keep it on. So this is quickly degenerating into a blowout, really. 7-1 here. Time coming up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm impressed by the Italians.
Yeah, it's been absolutely clinical.
Technical, composed. They're all on the same page. It's looking good so far for them. You see Finland, they're trying to make some blocks with Jurgen, but they just press out of it and force your in turn.
The halftime buzzer. That does it for the first half. It scores 7-1 in favor of Italy.
Great start for them.
Seems to be a little bit of discussion going on. You see that in the background. Oh, now it updated this in-arena scoreboard, which was only 6-1. And
Wij zijn Medux en maken meer mogelijk. Wij verbeteren levens door hulpmiddelen te leveren die mensen helpen. Van de eerste stapjes tot zelfstandig oud worden. Of je nu monteur, logistiek medewerker of bezorger bent, jouw werk maakt het verschil. Bij ons krijg je de kans om te leren, door te groeien en echt impact te maken. Wij werken met elkaar en helpen anderen. Dat noemen wij samen meer mogelijk maken.
We gaan naar Deventer. Woe! We zijn onderweg naar Go Ahead Eagles. Een aantal jaar geleden mochten we al het eerste team voorzien van warmtedekens in de dugout. En nu gaan we ook op andere plekken in het stadion warme momenten verzorgen. Maar dit gaan we niet alleen bij Go Ahead Eagles doen, maar bij alle eredivisieclubs door Nederland zijn aangekomen. Hieronder is het antwoord te zien waarom we hier zijn.
We gaan het stadion omhoog houden door Nederland heen. We gaan dus alle 17 Eredivisieclubs met alle toeters en bedden eromheen.
Wat een onthulling. We staan gewoon achterop de bus. We hebben 50 dekens gesponsord van Go Ahead Eagles. Maar het is dus niet alleen voor Go Ahead. We gaan dus alle eredivisieclubs bij langs. En alle eredivisieclubs krijgen die warmtedekens die ze verdienen voor de minder verdiende plekken.
Jouw dikke handshake geven.
Ja,
Hij gaat het doen, hè. Hij gaat van al die etappes lopen aan elke eredivisieclub. Voor het goede doel.
Totaal 600 kilometer.
Dat zal 600 kilometer ongeveer zijn, denk ik.
Ja, nou je blijft volgen.
Kijk. Toppie. Ricky. Hoppa.
It's given me access to the beach again. Taking photos and hanging out with my mates again has been awesome.
Bever auto-aanpassingen en Bever Car Product.
Goedemorgen, Mark.
Al 50 jaar specialist en marktleider in het aanpassen van auto's. Door de aanpassingen van Bever kunnen mensen met een lichamelijke beperking weer zelfstandig de weg op. Werken bij Bever betekent elke dag bijdragen aan de missie. Het leven van mensen met een beperking verbeteren. Of je nu in de werkplaats, de showroom, het kantoor, de rijschool, de productie of de R&D-afdeling werkt, iedereen werkt met hetzelfde doel voor ogen. Dit zorgt voor een sterk teamgevoel en sociale betrokkenheid. Er is aandacht voor elkaar en aandacht voor de klant. Bever kent de klanten niet alleen bij voornaam, maar weet ook precies wat er nodig is om weer zelfstandig de weg op te kunnen. Met creativiteit en kennis van elektronica, software en autotechniek worden technisch hoogwaardige oplossingen bedacht, ontworpen en ontwikkeld. Ook buiten de Nederlandse grenzen maakt Bever impact. Hun aanpasproducten worden door heel Europa verkocht. Bij Bever worden niet alleen auto's, maar hele levens veranderd. En zo ook die van mij.
Nou, we hebben hier dus de contactsleutel aangepast. Dan kun je de ring inzetten, dan kun je hem starten met deze twee knoppen. En dan als je het systeem aan hebt op de rem, kun je schakelen.
Zo heb je een beeld van wat Bever doet. Maar het zijn de mensen achter Bever die echt het verschil maken.
Het werken bij Bever is ontzettend leuk vanwege de diversiteit in taken. Geen dag is hetzelfde. Ik heb hele leuke collega's en ik ervaar heel veel autonomie in mijn eigen functie.
Ik werk al 23 jaar bij Bever. En het leukste is eigenlijk het klantcontact en het werken en sleutelen aan auto's, want dat was al hobby.
Ik zou iedereen die werken wil in de techniek en ook met mensen om willen gaan, willen adviseren om toch bij Bever te komen werken. Want ik werk hier zelf nog al 50 jaar, met veel plezier. En iedere dag nog steeds kom ik graag hier naartoe.
Dankzij Bever kan ik weer zelfstandig de weg op en heb ik lekker de vrijheid om zelf auto te kunnen rijden. Heerlijk, ik ga er gauw vandoor. Ook jij kunt hier deel van uitmaken. Kom langs voor een kop koffie. We leren je graag kennen.
There's few technical difficulties here to start off. We have just about made it through to the second half of this game one between Finland and Italy. We have been made aware that we don't have any arena sound coming through from you guys. We apologize, and we have a crack team of technicians working hard on getting you guys some arena difficult to follow game. Here's a whistle from Score Mark. That's one of those things you can't hear. For the Finland free ball. During the halftime, we've had a couple of Finnish substitutions. It has come youngster Eero Prokki, he's from under the ball here, as well as Elanisi. Prokki getting his first run here. It's more so. I would say that's probably the biggest, the best shot the Finns have had all game. And I think it's a nice save by Torkustis. I don't know if to go here. Stegan Sarang raised between Ostergaard and Genier. Either one by Genier, but the ball ends up and Porky stick. They either again. Save from yeah, sends it across. Immediately we get a more frantic game with Porky in the game here. Saw the speed on the ball position. Oh. It's their Italian counter attack, but it well did well to cover it up. Oh, almost right across goal from Catania. Walkie sends the ball up towards the goal. Can he find the shot? Right block from Woodfield. Where did it go? Somewhere it's on the knees, runs up, I guess. Oh, I think the ball is on top of Moosu's chair, and the referee probably was the last to realize. So obviously this will be a face-off. Italian substitutions. Torpuzzi. The goalkeeper goes out, and instead comes Avanzato, and Massoli comes in for Guinea. There's two similar players. All Massoli also low point handstick players that are very important for Italy for their lineup to make sense sort of mathematically. And Avanzato, he played excellently during the European Cup a year ago. I'm afraid for the Finns that I don't think the Italians got much worse with those substitutions.
Risky pass here from Catania and right through the goalkeeper.
In front of his own net, that's a big no-no from most coaches, but
Reaching Avanzato.
and he turns it over again.
To pass it with backhand. It's all to the going chair.
Yeah. It's Pocky again. Back to Östergaard. Tells you a lot about what the Finns think about Östergaard, that they put the captain's band on him this early in his career. A lot of veterans on that Finnish team, but still eating it to sort of work his way through the defense, and let's say this time by Ranzato.
Who's managing to get it with a tip of his step. Good backhand shots at Pocky.
Exciting start from young Aaron Pocky. Astoli sends it deep, but Östergaard and Moorsel there to collect. Moorsel leaves it for Pocky. Idros. Met by Catania. Walking deep for Pelton. Right for it. Watch out. Sends a blind pass up court. Östergaard seems to have lost his stick somewhere. All the Italians stopped the game basically to help him get it back. Of course, it's easier to show these signs of sportsmanship when you're up 7-1.
The backward drive in here.
Such straight back. Moon. Nieuwshoek. Östergaard. And so it. It's the go back in possession. Sorry, already. Sorry, 2-1 there. Yep. Moorsel. Finish. Good job by the Finns to with the gegenpressen, as you would say in football. Quick.
They lose the ball, they instantly dive on it. So far, they've managed to retain the ball almost every time when they lose it. Good work from them. Now, Uruguay can do something with this possession on the attack. So Poppy is too dangerous. Bringing a different kind of style of play to Turin.
So backhand, back in front.
Good on the shot by Manso. Finish instantly. Very nice. This is going to be a good watch.
Catania just able to get by Pocky. Backhand shot, not really dangerous.
Tempo really picked up this.
You see that? The uncompromising screen there on Catania. Catania is called for the foul. I can't believe it.
Good to see that Parpiano goes in play as well, trying to be an extra block on the attack. Obviously, has some risk with it, but sometimes it can lead to one extra block over space.
A foul is called. Screening foul in front of the net. It's a turnover. So searching this time for Catania with his running mate Pamina out of the game. We'll have to find Catania instead.
Dribbling.
Who's controller? Yeah, by Nishinen. Pocky takes over.
A little bit sloppy there from Gansoto, dus he throws the ball.
And fighting for the ball here. Got to the corner, surrounded by pins.
Nishinen instantly up to the air.
What was it?
Which was safe.
And finds Murasu. Oh, Murasu put it down by himself, I thought.
Gansoto looked like he lost a little bit control of his chair there. Not able to
Here the guys, hit it.
go to the ball first.
Good one.
Good work from Hostek. Nice shot.
Slowly, behind the back, up to Catania. And a high ball ultimately against Finland somehow.
Mr. besides his defensive work, is shown a lot of quality on the ball as well this second half. Good to see the entire Finnish team getting involved.
Turnover from Gansoto.
Behind the back pass there.
The Italians were so clinical in the first half. Been a little sloppy in the second.
Looks like Finnish are thriving a bit more in the chaos of the second half.
Yeah. Much more. This game now, this second half looks more like the game I was expecting.
Yeah.
Going in.
Let's see if the Finnish can with the scale and get back some goals. Let's see if they'll have any chance of coming back into this game. They need some goals quick. What's the take going for it? Catania, watch out.
Already have the time gone in this first half. We are at 10 minutes 40. If you then the graphics. About 10 and a half to go with the second half. It is flew by. With the no goals, obviously, no stoppage at the time.
Walking work.
Backhand. Santo there again, though.
Blocks there on the inside.
Tough break for the new Italian goalkeeper to remove from the game just as the Finn started to bring some shots. And Sato getting all the glory. So interesting how this game just gained on its end. This Catania one with the that's the off. Time minutes is still I thought without getting called one-on-one here is just not going to be able to stop Catania one-on-one. A timeout for Italy with exactly 10 minutes to go in the second half.
Yeah, as we said, a lot better second half from the Finns, but so far haven't been able to convert this good play into results. Both. Time is running out now.
Still think the result of the game is really in question. But obviously, a tournament like this, it's less about the results and more about the process, right? I mean, definitely trying out different lineups, see what works, different strategies. Obviously, I think maybe the Finnish coaches they may have found something here. So Italy off to a great start here in Group A. Third team in Group A, of course, is the Netherlands, but and those are sort of the I mean, I guess they're the evil empire for all these teams. Those are the ones you truly fear. So we'll see if Italy can bring this momentum into that matchup as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it again.
Yeah, of course. At this point, Finland's way to the semifinals looks very difficult. Starting off with an 8-1 loss here and counting. Unless they can improve this goal score a little. Trouble. Finds his way through for his first international goal.
I believe it went under the chair. Ranzato. Great accuracy by Poppy on the shot. Finish. We're already pressing high, but now they're going fully.
Ranzato just able to squeak by. Here's Masoli, saved by Parvinen. Parvinen. Masoli finds Catania. Back to Ranzato. The Italians are good at this, sort of sending the ball back. Oh, Catania to Masoli. Yeah, but goes to the corner, right back to Ranzato. Back to Masoli.
Field really being scratched there.
Nice stuff from Italy here, but there goes Musso. Finally caught up to it. Musso able to control this by Ranzato. Ranzato again just getting by in front of his own net.
Can he find
Catania? But Östergaard was sitting on the pads all the way down the court there. Nice stuff from the Finnish captain.
Ranzato just hitting the post there in the short corner.
So definitely looking to pass. Östergaard sort of read his mind. Here's Catania. Can he find Ranzato? Out of bounds. Finish ball. Nice offense here from Italy. It didn't really turn into goals, but there's a lot of nice passing lengthwise on the court. Hockey now quickly becoming a darling of this team, like this kid. Find Musu lurking on the backside, maybe. Instead, Musu sets a screen on Catania. Hockey to play through the defense.
Fabian looks to be not sitting right in her chair anymore.
Knocked out of her headrest.
Contacts with Catania.
Catania is the type of player that, I mean, he plays with his elbows out, and sometimes when you get the wrong end of the tackle from him, it's a bone rattler. All is good with Parviainen, it looks. Catania will send it back to Finland on a whistle. Oh. Yeah, instead of just tapping it back to the Finns, he smashes it with the backhand down into the corner.
Takes some time op de klok.
Surrounded by Italians.
Good backwards driving there by Mussolini.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, to give Catania the chance in stealing the ball from Pocky. Nice job by Pocky there. He wins sort of the strength battle with Catania. That was very impressive.
Really showing the power.
This being even Pocky's first international tournament, it's also his first classification he's gone through. And we were just talking about going into the game that 4.5 points, maybe a little harsh on Pocky, but he did win a sort of a one-on-one arm strength battle there against Catania. That's something we
need some power to do that.
That's something that the classifiers will be noting. Catania, yeah, it's fired for God. Good defensive work from Catania has to send it back with more to there for intercept. I stood fired in front. Avanzato, Peruzza in front as well. Play on it. It is in the end called the goal. Tanya. Just obvious stuff from Catania there, with able to drag it back and get it around Parviainen. Again, that's one of those, the ball bouncing on the edge of the goal area. Anything can happen really in that spot.
So as a defender in this case, Östergaard so tough. You don't want to go touch the ball too early, get a shootout against your team. So the technical player there, you can obviously take a bit more risk. Worked out well for Catania this time.
We have stoppage in play here. Referees gathered around the scorer's table. I'm not quite sure what's going on. So he's got to get Italian substitutions here. Here comes veteran Emanuele Carcatel. Instead of Catania. in terms of technical difficulties here on the 2025 DNC brought to you by Scout Mobility. There is some timekeeping issue. They are just working to try and figure it out. You can see there in the background at the scorer's table. Well, until they figure that out, we will great. Have to wait, I guess. The other group in this tournament features the three teams of Denmark, Switzerland, and Belgium. See the. Do you recall, John, what game is coming up?
I'm searching it up now. It's 25. I have to admit, Belgium, Denmark. It's
Belgium, Denmark.
12:15.
That's a modern classic. Denmark, Belgium. They always seem to draw each other in the in the group stages. They've played a bunch of games over the last couple of years, so it's gonna be a repeat. Denmark generally having been up again.
Yeah, let's see Belgium having a new coaching staff, head coach and assistant coach swapped out. Now it's Pupkes and Ad Hagenaars in charge of the team.
We're getting some Dutch inspiration in there.
Yeah, also some new players. So excited to see.
I think the Belgians have had sort of slight arrow pointing upwards.
Yeah,
They have gotten closer and closer.
slowly they're getting better, and then hopefully they can continue that way up this tournament.
10 years ago, Belgium, part of the absolute elite of the European power chair hockey scene, taking a few steps back, and they're sort of working their way back up towards former glory. Get to see another data point in that progress.
Yeah.
For now, it's hockey. And
Too much contact dates. This is voice still good luck.
Well, Masoli, they are starting with him in possession.
You already showed some skill. I'm lost.
It's a question down the game. So let's hang it up. The little space. Oh, we look at Ranzotto. How far? Also able to control the ball nicely. It was here. Not it for one, that's not easy to do. Right, well, control the chair. Ready to remove from a 2-point player to have that kind of ball control. Right as we are singing his praises, he commits a high ball. Well, turnover, Finland. Time to destroy it. Important space.
Too much contact trying to force its way through.
Doesn't find any place, to say the least.
Being hard here also.
Really hard for Mooshu. I'm not sure why with the ball. Saying it well. So immediately taking up that post position there. Push right in the room.
The blocks are good. Behind the post guard sketches in. And able to leave your wrap around it on the ball. From control of the wire.
That is something. Felt Masoli, a lot of nice control there. Maybe not quite the burst needed to get by. There's only on finish defender. Vanzotto. Plenty of burst from him. You shut it down nicely. Fencing surrounded. Now,
I think when
Get a blocking error here by Marcel.
Catania came in second half, got a little bit of chaos now with the substitution and when handling the ball, definitely looking to control a game a bit more, increase the tempo and
A lot slower, a lot more patient now.
desperation attempts here from Finland.
Good to see Marcel back. Yeah, he was decided to 2014 World Championship.
Good play by this guy, trying to get about the hockey, but it's safe also. All wants to be in the goalkeeper area from a perspective.
And none of the referees can actually see it, so. Finally, we get the call we were waiting for. Get all ball for Italy, just to finish off part. So it's been absent for the last couple of tournaments for Italy. So it's now back around the team. Good to see. That 24 wasn't 28. No, he won the World Cup at home, being Denmark. I mean, he flew out. Become a key part of that squad. Toby. Oh, what's still yeah. Now get from the edge, but and they back now. After still, he gets a lot there from that tackle. Nice job by the Italian goalkeeper. Yeah. Blue ball, blue ball. Again, wins the ball. Playing well this order right now. Yes, right behind the back pass out of bounds.
Like every try time we praise Mazzoni, that's true. They're right out of bounds. Yeah. We should stop doing that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll be nice to we get a final substitution, I think, here from Italy. It's going to for Amina. Maybe not this time around.
So the substitution, a lot less dangerous moments from Finland.
Definitely, having Parkinson and the fully into really slowed down things and that brought things back into control for Italy. Yes, valuable. They think to have to discover a lineup like that.
Yeah.
That you can go to when you need the game to settle down.
I think
In
chaos.
if you hold a slim lead or something, you need to ice the game, you can go to this. Yeah, Asoli was offside in the crease. Overman Soto, he's has a case for MVP of this game. Exits the game. In comes Amina, his running mate from the first half. It was that duo that brought Italy in front. So trying to get open on the backside of the play. A lot of blue jerseys in the middle of the court.
Italy not pressing high anymore, recognizing that Koki thrives in bigger areas of space with his speed on the ball. Sure.
And a sign of sort of Italy, trying to slow down the game. Oh, here's a goal. Saved by Lanzato. Also, Amina. Well, me in the corner, stuck underneath him. I think Masoli will. Nope. Masoli in the end does come out with it. Fires it around the net to Ramina. No passes are open to him. He'll have to double back. Getting like Masoli now, maybe. Disallowed for traveling 200 here.
Unfortunate for Mina.
First real last shot attempt we've seen. Find the net, but legally so, I guess.
Yeah, Freckle just above the bar.
Illegal. It's the start going off. Times on this game one of the DMC. Brought to you by Scout Mobility.
Seen a lot of different moments. Both teams. Fortunately, it managed to just a good stint in the first period of the second half. To gain back some goals, but he showed some promise for the rest of the tournament.
So as mentioned earlier, this game coming up, Denmark, Belgium. That will be 12:15, so in a little under half an hour. Jorg and I will be back with and take you through that game. We'll be back with national anthems, probably at 12:10 or so. So thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you back here